Hi, I'm Rachel Zaleski, and this is the Zaleski Sports Show. I am the host, and we have Jason Zaleski, our sports expert, here with us today, where we together will be talking about educational, interesting, and easy to digest sports information for all sports fans, all levels of sports fans. We will also be discussing national, regional, and local sports using hands-on demonstrations, statistics, and visual aids. So thank you for watching and enjoy the show. So spring has sprung, Jason, and green grass is all around us. There's green buds on the trees and the bushes. So speaking of green grass and spring, the Masters are happening this weekend.
Yes.
So that's really exciting. We have
The azaleas are in full bloom, the dogwoods are in full bloom, and we are ready for golf.
That's right. So the Masters being this great game of golf, it's a well-known golf tournament. It's going to be happening in Augusta, Georgia.
That's right.
It's at the National Golf Club. It's going to be happening April 6th through the 9th. And Jason, tell us just a little bit more about what to expect with the Masters.
Well, the Masters Golf Tournament is analogous to the Super Bowl in the NFL. It is the prime event for the PGA, the Professional Golf Association, and it's a lot of fun. It's well attended. Pimento sandwiches are available at the golf course along with lemonade. And so you should make that at home. Hopefully Cooking with Ruth will show us soon how to make the pimento loaf sandwich. I think that would be a good show for her to do. We're really looking forward to the golf season again. This is an excellent time of the year. Soon in the show we'll talk about the NCAA men's basketball tournament wrapping up, and then we move right into the Masters Golf Tournament. A 4-day tournament, and the world's best all vie for the green jacket.
Yeah, and we will also be talking later in the show a little bit more of what to expect and why this green jacket is so important. But speaking of the pimento sandwiches, that sounds super yucky to me and not tasty at all. However, speaking of super yucky, talk about that bracket. How is that looking for you with your March Madness? How did that round up for you?
Well, the bracket is done. It's done. It's over. And I think for this year, good riddance. My bracket, it started out hot and fizzled about as fast as it became hot. And it was a lot of fun watching the tournament, a lot of fun keeping track of the brackets, but my bracket is toast. How about yours?
Well, I will tell you, I really had hoped that my bracket towards the end was really going to turn around and make me a winner, but it ended up not doing that. So I, of course, as you've heard in weeks past, that I had picked the Gonzaga Bulldogs, and they did not win. So they actually were defeated, and they lost to the North Carolina Tar Heels 71-65, making the Tar Heels the #1 in the men's NCAA tournament. Yeah. So good for them.
For the Tar Heels. Rachel, I warned you last week, you needed Gonzaga to win both games to win that tournament. You were a Cinderella story coming into last, and I said if the Gonzaga didn't win both of those games, it was pumpkins for you, Cinderella.
Yep.
And you had pumpkins on Monday night.
It was pumpkins all over the place at my house. Now, the 5 of us that entered into that tournament at our house that did brackets, Jason and I both tied for 3rd, and our son was last, our daughter was second, and our son's best friend ended up being 1st, so he took home the prize, and good for him.
Jeff Rice and the North Carolina Tar Heels, national champions.
Yay, Jeff. So good for him. I'm glad that it's all over with. So our March is done and over, and we can go back to just watching other sports leisurely.
Yeah, it was a classic, I thought, a classic NCAA men's basketball tournament championship game. Back and forth action, both teams led, both teams certainly looked like they were going to win during the course of that game. It was a 1-point game coming down into about the final minute and a half, and North Carolina pulled away at that point. So North Carolina covered the spread. They were favored by 1, and it was a real fun game to watch. And just looking forward to next year already. But the Masters is afoot, and we will be looking forward to golf and the Masters.
Absolutely. So moving on, we were talking a little bit earlier about the Masters and this great game of golf that's coming up. So every year at the Masters, the best prize of it all, I think, is the pride that the winner of the tournament gets to wear this green jacket. So Jason, in our Sports 101 segment where we're just kind of breaking down sports for the newer viewer, tell me a little bit more about this coveted green jacket. Like, why is it so important, and why should players be so excited to wear it?
Well, the green jacket, in addition to the Wanamaker Trophy that's awarded to the champion, the green jacket is also part of that championship tradition that is given to the winner of the Masters Golf Tournament. This goes back decades, and what's neat about the green jacket is the players are given that jacket, and that is their jacket to wear for the rest of their life. And many of them wear it around town, especially after winning the tournament. They're seen in that jacket for many, many weeks. And then every year during the Masters Golf Tournament, all prior champions come back, and they are wearing their green jacket during the tournament. And it's a real sense of pride, and it's easy to spot. What's neat about the trophy presentation after Jim Nantz, hello friends, gives the Wanamaker Trophy. The last year's champion with his green jacket on then places the green jacket for the current champion on his back, and it's a real symbolic, I guess, gesture and a real symbolic trophy presentation from last year to this year, and it's a celebration of golf worldwide.
Yeah, was there any memorable moments in past Masters winnings that stand out to you? Like, I don't know, that he's a golfer, I think it's Bubba something or other.
But yeah, sure. Bubba Watson with his pink driver and left-handed swing had a big time comeback on a Sunday in the Masters to win his tournament. Bubba's also a great character on the tour and a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to be around. And during the last 20 to 25 years, Tiger Woods has been a great Masters golf champion. A lot of fun to watch. He was must-see TV all on his own, and made it worth watching with dramatic, high, towering drives, precision, sharp approach shots, and putting. It felt like sometimes if he was within 20 feet, that ball was going in the cup. It was a lot of fun to watch.
But unfortunately, Tiger's not playing this year, so that's all right. He had his time to shine, and now we'll see some other up-and-comers.
Yeah, Tiger's time certainly has come and gone. I would give Tiger some advice. It's not appropriate for the show, so we'll move on.
That's good. Sounds good. So what is appropriate for the show is to move on to our local sports.
Let's do that.
So we just finished a great basketball season. As you saw last episode, we had the Loyal Basketball Girls varsity team, couple players and coach here. So that was a lot of fun to kind of recant their traveling to state and winning. So now we are heading into the spring season. I'm so excited for spring sports. That means beautiful weather and just a whole new atmosphere. So the start of spring sports is here. We're going to be covering a little bit more about softball and baseball and tennis in our local high schools here. So the boys varsity baseball starts this Friday at 5 p.m. They are going to be playing against the Owen Withee. And then they also play again on Tuesday at 5 p.m. at home versus Colby. So that'll be a couple games to go out to and make sure you support and watch.
Yeah. Watch out for the Hornets.
The girls varsity that was for Columbus.
That's important to know.
That is important to know. So girls varsity softball starts Tuesday at 5 p.m.
For Columbus?
For Columbus as well, yes, thank you. And they'll be playing at home versus Neillsville Scranton.
All right.
And then moving on now to boys varsity Marshfield Tigers baseball starts Monday, April 10th at 4:30 p.m. They'll be playing against Mosinee in Mosinee. And then the girls varsity softball for Marshfield Tigers is playing Thursday at 4:30 p.m. at the Marshfield Fairgrounds here in Marshfield against Stevens Point.
Okay. Tigers and Panthers, oh my.
And then lastly, the boys tennis. So the boys varsity tennis players just ended up playing last night, and they beat Menominee at home, and very exciting matches.
5-2 win versus Menominee.
Yeah, so it was a beautiful day, beautiful weather. The boys tennis team plays again Thursday, April 13th at 4 p.m. versus DC Everest at home at the Bozen Court. So if anybody wants to come out and support those boys playing tennis, they are more than welcome to.
Yeah, very nice tennis courts that we have here to watch at. Plenty of seating, and just like you said, hopefully the weather's good and everybody comes out and supports the Tigers.
Yes, the only bit of criticism I will say here in Marshfield at the Marshfield Senior High School Tigers would be that they could just maybe have a couple kids, I don't know, like a booster club come on out and sell some concessions, because
Rachel does like her pretzels and cheese, so
there's a lot of parents that are out there that could enjoy that. Now I know they have some vending machines, but come on, you know, maybe just a pretzel. So other news that you would like to touch on? I know nationally we heard some news this week about Tony Romo hanging up his cleats and his helmet in his NFL career. So do you want to talk a little more about that, Jason?
Yeah, certainly. We can talk a little bit about that. We can talk a lot about that. But for the time being, we'll talk a little bit about it here after we get our highlight reel up and running here. There we go. So, so Tony Romo earlier this week retired. NFL quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, retired. Just a little bit of background about Tony Romo, and I think it's appropriate to talk about because we're a Wisconsin sports show, and Tony Romo is from right here in Wisconsin. Grew up and raised in Burlington, Wisconsin, home of the Burlington Demons, where he played his high school football. 1997, he was an all-Racine County football player, and he earned all-state honors as a quarterback for the Demons in high school there in Burlington. After that, went on to play down at Eastern Illinois, just across the border into Illinois from Wisconsin, where he was the Division I AA Player of the Year during his senior year and received All-American honors. At his Eastern Illinois career, he was a 3-time All-Conference player, 3-time Player of the Year, and 3-time All-American for Eastern Illinois. Finished as the Ohio Valley Conference record holder with 85 touchdown passes. So a great career there at Eastern Illinois. Yet wasn't nationally known for sure at that point. Sean Payton, who now coaches the New Orleans Saints at the time, was the offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys, is an Eastern Illinois alum and had known about Romo and had convinced Jerry Jones and Bill Parcells to take a shot at this little-known quarterback from Eastern Illinois. Funny story, as an undrafted then free agent in 2003, the Cowboys quarterback situation was unsettled, looking for answers. So again, the team took a shot at him. First day on the bus to training camp, the other players in the bus thought he was the kicker. So yeah, good times, and I'm sure they still joke about it. Finishes his NFL career and Dallas Cowboys career as with some high marks. He's third all-time in passer rating. He has the highest fourth quarter passer rating in NFL history. He has the NFL record for the highest passer rating in the month of December. He's the Dallas Cowboys all-time leader in passing yards, passing touchdowns, and passer rating. So a great career for Tony Romo. The NFL is cyclical. For instance, he started his on-field and career in 2006. Replacing ineffective quarterback Drew Bledsoe. Tony Romo was replaced 10 years later in 2016 by a red-hot Dak Prescott. Tony Romo will now replace quarterback Phil Simms over at CBS in the booth with Hello Friends, Jim Nantz. And we look forward to watching him on TV. Romo will not likely be replaced in my heart. One of my favorite Dallas Cowboys of all time. Former wide receiver Terrell Owens said it best in a tearful response after a loss. He said, "That's my quarterback."
That's really sweet. Such a touching tribute to Jason. When we were watching this clip that was playing in the background, Jason was talking about all the different games that he had attended. I do know that I felt second in our home many a nights when Jason would be watching the Cowboys play. So it does bring me great pleasure to know that the Cowboys are moving on and that Tony will have an opportunity to still be heard throughout the airways and give his opinion in sports.
That's my quarterback.
That's Jason's quarterback for life. I don't know what we're going to do with all the pictures at home in the sports room, but we'll figure it out. So Moving on to other things that are happening this weekend that are non-sports related, we do have the Children's Miracle Network. That's going to be, they have a spring fling, and it's they're hosting the Boogie and the Yo-Yos this Saturday at Bakerville Bar, and that starts at 8:30 p.m. So if you want to come on out and for a good cause and a good time, go ahead and hang out there and enjoy some live music. Also, Adam Trent, he's known as the Futurist. He does magic and illusions, and he'll be this Friday at 7:30 p.m. at the Grand Theater in Wausau. So make sure you check that out. I think there's tickets still available if you're interested in going there to enjoy that. And thank you so much. That's it for us this week. We appreciate you watching and hanging out with us on the Zaleski Sports Show. I'm your host, Rachel Zaleski, and our sports expert, Jason Zaleski. If you have any questions or comments that you would like to discuss with us, you can always drop us a line via email. Our email address is zaleskisportsshow@gmail.com. You can also visit us on Facebook. We have a page, Zaleski Sports Show, and go ahead and like that, and then you can interact with us that way too.
There you go. Boogie and the Yo-Yos, also known as Yogi and the Bobos.
Yes.
Go Sports.
Have a great week, everyone. Thanks for watching.